There's been a big change to a King and Queen of the Ring title match. We've seen new Uncle Howdy teases on last night's SmackDown, and has the Clash at the Castle main event been revealed? Stay tuned, it's time for the news. So on last night's SmackDown, we saw a big contract signing segment. Logan Paul and Cody Rhodes doing the paperwork for their upcoming match at King and Queen of the Ring in Saudi Arabia next weekend. And Logan was a naughty, naughty boy. During that segment, Cody started talking about how he wants to become a Grand Slam champion, which he can achieve by winning the US title, which is surely on the line, right? No, because Logan Paul screwed him out of it. He brought his own contract. He goaded Cody into signing it. So Cody signs it, and then the big change to the contract is that Logan's title isn't on the line. However, Cody's WWE championship very much is.
Just get a solicitor, Cody.
Yeah, right?
Just have somebody look over it, and you will not fall into these pitfalls.
Don't rise to it, right? You can't just sign him willy-nilly.
No.
He's a fool. What a rubbish champion.
He didn't sit and go through all of the small print. There could be all sorts of stuff in there.
So
there's going to be like 11 clauses for I show speed to just get involved.
How do you feel about the match itself?
I think it makes sense that there was a whole point where in a Rumble we had Cody, Logan sort of last two and like going head to head. And I think that, it's somebody who I don't want to win anything big like that versus somebody who I do want to win big things, and I think a lot of the wrestling community feels that way, and Logan's done amazing things since coming in. He's been doing some really good character work, and I think that, in line with Cody, it makes sense to put him in there with the biggest name, right? Because Logan Paul's got a massive, massive online following. He's going to elevate Cody in certain spheres, and Cody's going to elevate Logan in other spheres. So they're kind of helping each other here.
It feels as if somebody appears on Logan's podcast, what's it called? Impulsive.
Yeah.
If they appear on there, they get in a match with Logan Paul down the line. It's happened like practically every time.
And it always humanizes them quite a lot as well.
Yeah, I'm a little bit sort of... They made this problem for themselves. It does solve a problem in that obviously Cody shouldn't be taking the US title from Logan Paul.
But do you treat Saudi matches like real matches? Like
yeah,
the main
they
event
are now,
they've always got like an asterisk though still.
No, it's not anymore. A few years ago.
Crowd wants to see that. Crowd want to see that. Put the match on.
They used to not be canon, but they very much are now. So yeah, it solves a problem that you don't want to put that belt on Cody, because I think you want LA Knight to take that US title off of Logan Paul, a belt that I think he's defended like twice. And obviously Logan Paul was never winning. The result was never in question.
No, it was never in question, but I think it has, as you said, solved a bit of an issue for them there. And it's funny you do mention LA Knight.
Yeah, it is, because there was a little bit of a tease during last night's SmackDown yesterday. Logan Paul was backstage and he ran in to LA Knight.
Yeah.
Yes, you got it this time. Go on.
I could have gone backstage and he would have looked at me with pure hatred again.
The two staring at each other. LA Knight eyeing up Logan's US title, but then it was cut short because Nick Aldis comes out and grabs Logan for a chat.
Don't look at that. Who do you think you are? I'll send you back to NXT. I'll have you managing models. Get out. I'm Mickey James's husband.
Just a little tease for the match that I think we all want to see. Yeah. They've got to pull the trigger on LA Knight at that point. It needs to be a one and done, and he needs to win.
He has to beat Logan, and he has to beat Logan capably after a good match.
Yeah.
That's it.
Which I think he will. Yeah. I think it'll be good, and hopefully it's a proper crowning moment for LA Knight. It's what we've all wanted for the longest time. I just wish that we'd seen Logan Paul defend that US title a little bit more. That's what winds me up about the Saudi match, right? Is that Logan Paul could have still been on the card, still got his big Saudi Arabia payday,
and
but defended
could have been elevated.
Yeah, and he could have defended a title that he's not really defended all that much. Speaking of King and Queen of the Ring, more qualifiers taking place yesterday. Quarterfinal matches will start on the women's side of things. Bianca Belair defeating Tiffany Stratton, hitting a big old top rope KOD, earning her place in the Queen of the Ring. I apologise. Semi-finals. Nia Jax defeating Jade Cargill later in the night via DQ. They did the thing to protect Jade. Nia, they're scrapping on the outside. Nia grabs a chair. It only lasted like 2 minutes, but Nia has advanced in that match. And then on the men's side of things, Tama Tonga defeating LA Knight following interference from Tonga Loa. And Randy Orton defeating Carmelo Hayes in the other quarterfinal match, defeating him with an RKO. That means the semi-finals, we have got Jey Uso versus Gunther. We got Randy Orton versus Tama Tonga on the men's side. And then on the women's side, we got Io Sky versus Lyra Valkyria and Nia Jax versus Bianca Belair. There's some interesting ways that they can go. I think especially with the men's thing. Do you do bloodline stuff? Do you do former bloodline member Jey Uso versus current bloodline member Tama Tonga? Or, for me, a bit of a dream match, actually. Gunther Randy Orton.
Gunther Randy, for me, is like that. That is a massively exciting prospect. Obviously, Jey Tama, you really want to see that, but it doesn't need King of the Ring.
No, I think you're right.
This storyline it's all encompassing wherever they go, whatever they do. So I think that there's a way that maybe you could have the dream match, and we can also have the bloodline stuff, but it doesn't need to have the crown involved unless they do want to have the crown as part of the storyline. At which point you could spin that into a whole new head of the table shtick. There's all sorts of ways you can do it, but again, it depends. And on the women's side, I guess it's quite similar. You've got that kind of classic choice that I'd maybe see under a Vince regime, like a Nia. I like somebody kind of coming in and being that like the big domineering queen of the ring, but at the same time, I think looking at it, Io.
I think Io versus Nia is, I think, where they're going with it.
Yeah,
I think it might end up around Nia's head. I almost said waist there. It's not a belt; it's a crown, isn't it? I think there's some fun to be had with Nia as Queen of the Ring. Somebody who throughout her career has been criticised for not being perhaps the safest worker. To crown her Queen of the Ring, I think is really funny.
That comes with it.
Yeah, and she can just like gloat about that for all the time in the world.
She can be literally the Red Queen, can't you?
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never seen the show.
No.
Is this
Alice in Wonderland?
Oh, I thought you were talking about Game of Thrones. What's that?
That's the Red Wedding.
Right, sorry. I think Gunther suits the King of the Ring deal.
Gunther, I mean, longest running IC champion. It makes sense to put something on him like King of the Ring and have him make King of the Ring serious again.
Yeah.
But then it'd be very odd to have men's King of the Ring being this very serious, very straightforward thing. If Nia's going to be this kind of.
No, that works. I think that works. I think that's a good laugh.
It's a person by person basis, isn't it? As
nice
to how
contrast.
The rate's gonna go.
Yeah, exactly. It fits both of their characters.
Plus, in keeping with Triple H's booker, Triple H always kind of saw King of the Ring as gimmicky. Just get rid of the crown. Nobody should be wearing the crown.
No, Nia needs the crown. Gunther doesn't need the crown.
That's what I mean. So like for Gunther to come in and kind of be like, okay, yeah, we'll do the ceremony or whatever, and then just not. It'll just be he's King of the Ring. I don't think we're going to see the Corbin level coming down with the scepter and all that.
No, agreed. On that side of things, certainly. They're King General.
You've got it.
Yeah, I know, right? I know. I've said it in about 40 videos now. A new QR code, further teasing Uncle Howdy last night as well. It aired during the DIY versus Legado del Fantasma match. You scan it on your phone. It takes you to about a minute-long video. It's a picture of a child surrounded by the same symbol shown in other QR code videos and images. It zooms in on his face, saying, "He is nobody, he is all of us," repeated in an analog voice. And then after a minute and a half, about a minute, the voice then asks, "Would you like to meet him?" And apparently, and I didn't see this, but I've sort of seen a few people, maybe I don't know how I missed it, but apparently ex-WWE star Waylon Mercy is in there, who was, of course, the basis for Bray's original cult leader gimmick, and based on the Cape Fear character. That's it, Max Cady. Great film. So I mean, it's as good as done. I don't want to spend much more time discussing this. I want it done now.
I would like to meet him. Yes.
Yeah,
get him out.
We got 1 week to go. Yeah. It's looking like it's going to happen.
Show.
No, don't. Please don't.
A big QR code on the screen that's like 6 more months.
Yeah, no, don't. It's been It's been going on long enough now.
Yeah.
I think it's been really creative, what they've done with it. I'm worried about the booking still. I'm sort of cautiously optimistic about the whole thing. It's a very difficult thing to book. It'll be interesting to see how it goes. It doesn't look like we're going to have to be waiting too much longer. We're going to finish with some Clash at the Castle news. To the surprise of almost nobody, it was reported yesterday in The Observer that Drew McIntyre will indeed challenge Damian Priest for the World Heavyweight Championship in Glasgow, Scotland. Glasgow. It said it's notable because the angle has been started with Priest positioned as the babyface, but in Scotland, no doubt McIntyre will be the strong babyface.
Scotland? caring about Scottish athletes at a Scottish event. I can't imagine that happening, Dave.
It's the least surprising news ever. They were obviously going to go in that direction.
Yeah.
I want Punk to ruin it for Drew. He said that he might do.
This is it. Like, I think that having Drew not win there is just funny. So let's do it.
I think the heat gained from that, it would just be one of
It'd be nuclear.
Yeah, it would be huge. So huge. And it would be brilliant. Punk said he's going to do it. I think it was yesterday that he posted a picture of it was at a church in Glasgow to his Instagram page. He's very much teasing that he's going to do it. Be true to your word. Do it, because it'll be such a moment. It'll be amazing. It'll be amazing.
The roof would blow off the hydro.
The heat. The heat. Can you imagine in Scotland? All pissed up.
After that much for the tickets.
Oh, yeah. Right. Oh. So good. So good. Right, that's it for News Video 1. We'll be back very, very shortly with some more news for your eyes and ears. Take care of yourselves in a bit.